Hi everyone, so in this video we are going to be doing some speckled dyeing with some acid dye powders, and we're going to use our high desert bear yarn. So this is yarn that we are prepping to get ready to do some hand painting, some variegated yarn, as well as some speckles. So again, we're using the same acid dyers, and they require acid to activate and stick to the fiber. So we're not putting the acid directly into a dye bath this time. So what I did is I used some warm and room temperature water in this soak, and I put the citric acid directly into this bath. And so they've been soaking in the citric acid, so they'll be nice and saturated with that acid directly into the fibers already. So as you're taking your fiber out of the initial soak, you don't want it to be sopping wet. You don't want to leave it like this. So just gently wring out any excess water. And if it drips a little bit at this point, it's totally fine because it's just water. Okay, so now we're getting ready to do our speckled dye. So this is the yarn that had been soaking in the acidic bath. Just squeezed out some excess water. It's still pretty damp. You don't need any water on the bottom of the pan or anything. This is just a regular cake pan. If you want to do more yarn, you can get a big hotel pan. But again, once this has been used for dye, I can't go bake a cake in it, unfortunately. It's been soaking in the acidic bath, so it'll take the dye really nicely. So now I just gotta take our dye powder. So there's two different ways that you can do this. I have some itty bitty teeny tiny measuring spoons. This one is, I think, 1/64 of a teaspoon, so it is very, very tiny. I'm gonna take just a little bit of dye powder up here, and I'm just gonna give it a tap with my finger. And it's gonna shake out some of that dye powder, and it's just gonna sprinkle over top of the yarn. You wanna be very easy with this and very careful, because if you try to shake it really, really quickly, you're gonna get dye powder everywhere, including yourself. So make sure that you're only putting dye where you want to have the color. This is blue that we're using. So if you see in here, you'll see how those powders really spread out a lot. That's why you really don't need a whole lot to do speckles, especially this red. It really takes up a lot here. So let me go ahead and grab this C-ring, bring it up on out of here. And you can also see the pigment, it differs where in the yarn it was taken. That has to do with how it was laid out in the pot. I have two in here. I really probably could have done only one at a time if I really wanted to get them more evened out, but I really like how this turned out. If you knit or crochet this up, you'll have some really cool pooling effects of the different fibers. That's the process. I hope that you found this video informative. Thank you so much for watching. If you dye anything, go ahead and tag us on our Instagram. We would love to see what you guys make. Bye.